Welcome back, everybody. We're gonna be playing another Let's Play in history. We're gonna finish this off. I have no earthly idea where I'm going. Kind of just winging it here. Is the other one inside the base as well? Oh, but dang it. We gotta bust Murray out. That's my boy. I am just assuming that they're both in the base. I don't know specifically where they're at. Crap. Oh, there we go. At least I'm in the right area. Okay. Sorry, we'll talk about the election of 1852 in just a second. Actually, let me get this a little bit set up a little better.
With all due respect, it looks an awful lot like a water tower.
Don't be fooled. That's what she wants you to think. If we try to free Murray while that thing is operational, why?
What, we'll have plenty of fresh drinking water?
I'm serious, Sly.
What the?
You owe you one.
He's getting glitching on me right now.
Around the prison are designed to draw lightning strikes away from the water tower as giant attack robots.
Yeah.
By turning the wheels on the rod,
Hmm.
you should be able to redirect the electrical current away from its ground wire, rendering it useless. Follow the lightning strikes to locate all 5 rods.
Okay, so you want me to break the ground circuit on all these lightning rods so that a bolt will strike and destroy the giant attack robot posing as a water tower.
That's an accurate summation.
It's a giant attack.
Get clear when the lightning rod starts to glow red. That means a lightning bolt is on the way.
Am I doing this right? I really gotta pay attention a little bit better. What? Well, this is annoying. Am I doing this right? Yeah. I guess I just gotta find the right way to do it then. The right combination. Okay.
Nice work. That lightning rod is out of commission.
Simple enough.
Out for lightning strikes to find the other rods.
That's weird, but okay. Where's the other ones? There's the other one. But the election of... Ooh, I got something. Ah, crap. But the election of 1852, before I forget, is between Franklin Pierce and Winfield Scott. Pierce being a Democrat, Scott being a Whig. Now, this election is characterized by a lot of things. I would probably say the last real gasp of the Whig Party for numerous different reasons, largely speaking. For some background information for this particular election, one should probably understand that the Whigs themselves are losing a staggering amount of support. A lot of this has to do with a lot of the policies that had been enacted largely by Millard Fillmore, who was the vice presidential candidate, ends up becoming the president. Basically, Zachary Taylor ends up dying in office, which was another big issue and problem for the Whigs. And he himself actually ended up losing a lot of popularity and steam. Not necessarily because he was a bad person or, but ultimately, regardless of whether the United States was, anti-government, specifically federal government, more states' rights, yada yada. Regardless, what is undeniable is that if you don't do what your specific political party wants, which at this point, since many Whigs were Northerners, a lot of them just felt completely disenfranchised because of the specific rules acts that were signed into law, specifically the Nebraska-Kansas Act, and which really was kind of the nail in the coffin, and why it is universally remembered in so many ways as the specific, real nail in the coffin for what would become eventually the Civil War. A lot of people will attribute, Buchanan and Pierce eventually as the guys who were do-nothing presidents that didn't help anything, but really it was the signing of the Kansas-Nebraska Act that I think really started a lot of it. I'm pretty sure, I think Pierce is the one who signs it into office technically, which ultimately, because the Compromise of 1850 just holds things off that Fillmore signs into office, and then the Kansas and Nebraska Act is specifically something Pierce will do. But you can see that there's some racial tensions, also just a lot of political maneuvering for votes, etc., etc. A lot of propaganda, which, I mean, it's good propaganda, at least in the sense that, you're actually fighting for something, and, why not let people be free, etc., etc. Point being, the Whigs are in complete disarray. They're losing so many votes, so many people are so completely disenfranchised. The country's growing too, by the way. California at this point in 1852 is now a part of the electoral cycle now, and they end up going Democrat, by the way, despite being a free state, mind you.
I hit him from behind. You're a genius.
That's also correct.
Okay. What do I have to do? Oh, got it. That's what I thought I had to do. Stupid guards.
I'm done here. Follow me to the top of the bridge.
Arr. Is there another guard? There is another guard. What the hell?
This bomb's all set. I'm moving to the next stress point. Got another one in place. Heading back across the bridge.
Come on, buddy. You gotta stop. Do what you gotta do. But please hurry. But that's basically just this election cycle in a bit of a nutshell. Democrats are largely united, at least to a certain degree. At least enough so. Screw it.
The third mob's in position. I'm en route to set the
Yeah, give me those coins. Give me that health. Are there more? Did you plant your bombs yet? Oh, there we go.
This bomb is ready. Cover me. I'm on the move.
Sneaky, sneaky. Now, this is when Democrats just completely get control. They start getting candidates from the north, notably Franklin Pierce and Buchanan, I think, being Northerners in particular, but staunch Democrats.
Another one's in place. I'm moving to the other side of the bridge.
And there's so much support. Whigs are dying off. They're slowly going to be consolidated. The Republican Party is starting at this point. They're going to have their first candidate. And it's pretty clear that there's a tug of war between the ideals of Whigs and Democrats. And a lot of them are very counterintuitive to each other. Like, you have the real radical, just want to, like, actually free people, abolitionist Whigs. And then you have Whigs who just want to win, you know. It's basically principle versus
Let's get out of here.
policy in a lot of ways, is how I would probably characterize it.
Of the power to the security system. Thanks to your recent efforts, we're ready to attempt a Murray rescue. I call this plan the Trojan Tank. Step 1. We use the Contessa's keys to steal one of her tanks. I'll jump
Whigs are
in
desperate. They get another general again, Woodfield Scott, who's probably at this point just a little more progressive in comparison to Zachary Taylor, who owned slaves, by the way, versus Franklin Pierce, who's this young, up-and-coming Democrat savant, very handsome man, very proper gentleman, you know, that kind of thing. Although he's an alcoholic, just a lot of people really endeared him. Like, he's gonna be like the face and future of the Democratic Party. He wasn't, unfortunately. There's a lot of reasons for that.
Okay, Sly. I'm heading out for the tank.
Come on, come on. Hijack the tank, son.
I'm inside the tank, increasing the ride height on the treads. There, that should give you enough room.
But these Democrats were relatively united behind a specific candidate, and they had some future and some idea of what the party was going to be like in the future.
I can't see you down there, so try to keep up and stay out of sight.
And there's other variables too. Let's just put it that way. But this was pretty much just what a lot of people believed and what a lot of people thought. And Whigs just seemed like a dying party, and people at the very least had some idea that Democrats had some plan and had some future, despite not having, I would say, overall enthusiasm, because a lot of people didn't vote in this election. They preferred not to vote. Very low voter turnout in comparison to the last couple of elections. And because of that, Democrats end up winning exceptionally so. And this is one of those where it's like if there was higher voter turnout, Franklin Pierce probably wins by an even larger margin. I would say. But by the time the election finishes, Franklin Pierce becomes the next president of the United States of America, winning 250 electoral votes versus Winfield Scott's 42. Popular vote being about 1.6 million versus 1.3 million.
Okay, Bentley, what's next?
Well, that should be the guard's control center. But to be honest, I'm not sure how you're going to get up there.
Don't worry about it. Thinking of my feet is what I do best.
And pretty much this was just a clean sweep. Like I said, a bunch of the northern states go back and forth. Democrats win the state of New York and Pennsylvania, states they had lost in the previous election. Do 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 do. Kick your butt, I did. Oh no. Come down. Where's Murray when you need him? Oh, come on. And if you had to pull this before, I mean, this is like a pretty clean sweep for Democrat. Oh my God, why can't I reach that? Sorry, fam. It's literally not letting me grab onto it. I don't know why. I don't want to have to keep doing this over and over and over again. Do I have to go through here? Okay, let's time this a little bit better. Oh, thank God. Oh, lordy. Let's go up this time. Oh, lordy. God, I hate spiders. Oh. Oh, you're just gonna appear out of nowhere, okay. What's that do? Beep boop beep 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 boop.
Okay, I'm running your algorithmic code decryptor.
I'll be fair. I feel like this election was like Democrats weren't up by a lot. They were up probably by like maybe 5-6 points. Like this was a winnable election, I would say. A winnable election for the Whigs. Dang it! Don't die.
Oh, that looks bad. I've never seen Murray like this.
He's all twitchy and bug-eyed.
You said Murray was being forced to eat spice, right?
Yeah, he said he was feeling weird.
Well, he's weirded out all right. I doubt he even knows we're here. Clearly, we're going to have to lure him out of that cell the hard way.
The hard way?
Those hypno boxes are designed to heighten the effects of spice, and he's already in an agitated state. So if we turn them all on at the same time, Murray's sure to become wildly hostile and probably break down the door.
How do we turn on the hypno boxes?
The power switches are all defended by laser barriers. When you get close, I'll hack the laser system from my terminal down here. That should give you access.
All to save our buddy Murray.
Let's do it. Anything to help Uncle Murray. He's looking really bad.
Oh. Good Lord. I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. Like I know I'm supposed to go up there. I just don't know how I'm supposed to get up there. Hmm. Oh, there we go. Of course. Of course.
Okay, I'm hacking the laser barrier.
Oh no. Oh no. I do want to point out this is a lot harder than it looks. Oh god.
Flip the switch to turn on the hypno box.
What's that sound? Angry. Get gone.
Oh, the other one's over there. I'm silly.
I'll take care of the laser wall.
Not good. Not good. Cannot take too much more damage. Oh shit.
All clear.
We'll briefly talk about the election of 1856. It's a very unique and consequential election. Pretty much between three candidates, Millard Fillmore being one of them, mind you, although he was elected as a know-nothing party despite being the Whig president. The election of 1856 is the first presidential election that Republicans have a candidate in. The name is John C. Fremont, who was a prominent politician during his particular time and era.
I'm on it.
And James Buchanan, the Democratic nominee. His vice president was John C. Breckinridge. Republicans had William Dayton, as his vice presidential candidate. The election of 1856 is a very fascinating one. The Whigs effectively just die as a party. They're just no longer relevant. Many of the people who supported them are largely gone. They end up joining the Republican Party, and most people, seeing the strength of the Republican Party while also believing that slavery to be immoral, yada yada yada, decide to consolidate a lot of their support with said Republican Party and the Republican candidates of that particular time, meaning John C. Fremont and future Abraham Lincoln. Bam.
There you go.
Now, Democrats are in a very tricky spot in this election because Franklin Pierce's presidency led to only more turmoil.
The hypno boxes are too strong for you to destroy with your cane. Try using Murray's attacks to take him out. When they're all offline, Murray should be jolted out of his spice range. Watch out!
Come on, buddy. Oop. Come on, buddy.
My head.
A tumultuous and divisive time during
Is this
bleeding Kansas, etc., etc. Everything is politicized to the upteenth degree. You know, you want to talk about yellow journalism, it's always existed to a certain degree. And in this particular case, it's just on fire. For both sides, by the way. So it's only creating more turmoil, more self-destruction within the country.
I'm serious. I managed to keep this half of the Clockwork Heart safe. It was hard to hide from the Oh, Contessa! She's getting away!
Murray, lift those crank bars so we can chase after her.
I'm on it.
Got some muscles, bro. That's basically what this election largely was about. People were hyped up for this election, just to put it plainly. Voter turnout would be increased by like 15% almost. Everyone's like, I got an opinion, I'm gonna vote, yada yada yada. A lot of people believe that this is for the livelihood of the country, and you know, in some ways they weren't wrong. A lot of people still believe that the Civil War is Buchanan's war, deservedly so, and it's just a lot of contention within the states. Now, if you had a poll, a lot of people were skeptical of the Republican Party. People still had faith in Millard Fillmore for some reason, and James Buchanan is kind of like the Hillary Clinton of his era, in my view. And he complicated Hillary Clinton, I'll put it that way. And he largely won the nomination just by being the last person standing. Am I supposed to throw those at her? I think I'm supposed to throw those at her. Let's see if I just run. No, the Contessa's is getting away.
Don't worry, pal. We'll find her. With the three of us back together, she doesn't stand a chance.
It was great. The gang had been reunited and it was all because of me.
Basically, that's just the election. If you had a poll, they're probably rigging a lot of the polls and pushing a lot of things. It seems like Buchanan's probably at least 12 points up. Republicans are not taken seriously as a party to a certain degree. And this leads to a very contentious cycle. But once the election actually does happen, Buchanan does win the majority of electoral votes. He wins 174 and a 1.8 million popular vote share versus John C. Fremont, who gets about 115-ish electoral votes and 1.3 million votes, while Fillmore gets one state and gets about 800,000 votes. That's it for this part, guys. We'll continue on with a little bit with 56, and then we'll go on to the election of Abraham Lincoln. God bless. Hope you guys like and subscribe. Y'all rock. Have a good one.